So the new ACFT, the Army Combat Fitness Test, has 6 events. I took it this weekend. Is it a pain to set up? Yeah. But is it better? Yes, probably.
Welcome everyone to a Scuttlebutt short. We've been talking about doing Ryan Rants for a while, and we have a good one here for you. Ryan recently took the Army Combat Fitness Test, the ACFT, and he is joining us here for a Scuttlebutt short on what it is and why they changed it and what his experience was. Ryan, I'm just gonna hand it off to you.
Oh, I have so many thoughts, and thank you again for doing another Ryan Rants. I was born ready to just rant about whatever. So the new ACFT, the Army has spent millions of dollars and years of developing to expand the physical fitness test to be a more holistic approach. And it went from being
Is
three
that the
events.
way they marketed it? Sorry to interrupt you, but they've said this is a more holistic approach to your fitness.
There is a new manual. There is a new manual that goes into holistic health of the Army. So all of those are I think, probably positive developments. But let's give some background here. The old APFT, the Army Physical Fitness Test, was 3 events: 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. So the new ACFT, the Army Combat Fitness Test, has 6 events. There is the deadlift, the hand release push-up, the standing power throw, the leg tuck, the sprint drag carry, and then on top of that, at the end, another 2-mile run. So if you thought that soldiers were complaining about not being able to pass a PT test before, we have reached a new level. But I have news for you guys. It is not going away. It is not going away. I think probably the biggest thing I want to rant about is the complaints about it. I took it this weekend. Is it a pain to set up? Yeah. Did it go from being an APFT where you needed where you needed one grader and a 2-mile track, to being this long, involved setup of an event with multiple pieces of equipment? You need a math degree to set up the field to do this in and make sure it's correct for this 25-meter field you have to set up to do all these crazy events. You need multiple people to score it. You need to have people trained to grade the test. Like, that's how complicated it went. But is it better? Yes, probably. I think that what is probably the most entertaining thing is watching people do it for the first time. You have no idea what's going on. You ever seen a panda try to do a pull-up? That's what a leg tuck looks like. I mean, people are like literally trying to do this very foreign movement with their body, and they can't do it. But what I do think is what I'm not that excited about is the Army keeps switching it around. They keep changing the standards. Just pick one and go with it. I was brought up in an Army where you train and we get you to the standard. But the Army doesn't want to seem to do that right now, and maybe it makes sense. There's a bigger picture, I guess. But pick a lane here. Are we gonna have MOS, job specialty specific standards, or are we not? The new test is now graded with regardless of age or regardless of gender, which I think is a good thing, right? It's going to be an all-inclusive test, and this is going to be your physical fitness, and it's regardless of any of those things. But the Army keeps changing it. They wanted to do MOS specific things, which would make sense. Like, a clerk doesn't need to be able to lift as much weight as an infantry soldier. But now those have gone away. We're doing this whole data collection thing. But people are still complaining about it. And that's fine. Soldiers are going to complain. And here I am complaining about complainers. So there we go, right? But here's the thing that I noticed, right? With the standards of this new ACFT, it is easy to pass, right? It is easy to pass. Is it difficult to get a maximum score? Yeah, it's going to be real hard because it is a marathon of events, okay? But to pass, just to pass the ACFT, if you can't do that, then you need to take a long look at yourself and maybe get back in the gym, even just for a little bit. The one event that is particularly difficult is the sprint drag carry. Now, I've already detailed that there are 6 events. It's a marathon event. The sprint drag carry is like a microcosm of that. There are 5 little events in the sprint drag carry. You have to sprint down and back. You have to pull a 90-pound sled down and back. You have to lateral down and back. You have to pick up 2 40-pound kettlebells down and back. And then you have to sprint again down and back. Does that sound, Sean, what are your thoughts? Does that sound exhausting to you?
I get exhausted pouring my cereal in the morning. Like,
so, now this is so complicated. You had to have graders like telling people what the next thing they were supposed to be doing, as they were running back to the beginning. Okay, well, now you got to pick up the kettlebells and run with it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so is it exhausting? Yes. Would it be difficult to do that in 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is the maximum score you can get? Yes, it would be. However, the minimum is 3 minutes. You need to do this in 3 minutes to pass. And I can tell you, I watched 2 elderly gentlemen who probably shouldn't have been doing it. Maybe their physical profile wasn't up to date. They were literally walking it, and they still barely failed. So if you can't put a little bit of effort into it to pass the sprint, drag, and carry, then you need to improve your physical fitness.
How far are you going down and back?
25 meters down and back, so 50 meters altogether, and you do that 5 times.
5 times, and then and you still have more events to do after doing those 5.
Yes, then there's more events to do. So, like I said, it's a marathon of events. It's difficult, but they did reduce the passing time for the 2 miles. So prior in the APFT, about as you would have, you'd have to be running 8.5-minute miles probably to pass. Okay, mm-hmm. The minimum passing score for the ACFT on the 2 miles like 21 minutes. Like,
I could do that.
You could jog that. And I get it. It's after 5 other events, but you're getting a break in between each of those events. And a lot of those events aren't particularly hard other than the sprint, drag, carry.
The no hand push-up? What was that one?
The hand release push-up.
How do you even do that?
So it takes which I kind of like this. It takes all the subjectivity out of grading push-ups. You go down, you push your hands out to the side while your chest is on the ground, you bring them back in, you go up. There's no one who can complain to you about not going low enough anymore. There are alternate events for the leg tuck, which again is hilarious to watch. But now, so instead of, and you know how many leg tucks you have to do to pass the test, to just pass?
I'm going to say 5.
1. 1 leg tuck. You're telling me you can't give me 1 leg tuck? Oh, so you need to do 1 leg tuck to pass. Just 1. Just give me 1.
And this is hanging and pulling your legs up to your chest.
Pulling your legs, pulling your knees up to your elbows.
Oh, I can do 3 of those at least.
Yeah.
I'll put money on that.
But people are still complaining about this, and I don't get it. But we are still, we're still in the data gathering stage. We're still going to figure out what the best way to do this is. Okay, fine. But stop complaining about it, because it's not going away. The Army has invested so much money and time into this, especially with the equipment. And I was doubtful, being an Army Reserve soldier now. I'm like, this thing isn't going to happen. There's no way that they can get this much equipment, a deadlift bar, pull-up bars, medicine balls, all the weights to do the deadlifts, all these things. They're not going to get that to reserve components. So it's going to be forever before we even have to take this thing. No. They put their money where their mouth is. That stuff is all over the place. Everybody has it. Whoever is making that equipment made a pretty penny off the U.S. tax dollar, because we bought a ton of it. Everybody has it. So you're doing it. It's not going away. So maybe, go do a few sit-ups, go jog once in a while, and I'm telling you that you can pass this test. So quit complaining about it. It's not going anywhere.
Thank you, Captain Ryan. Is that right, Captain?
For now, yeah.
For now. Thank you, Ryan, for that. What I really would like to do is, as a civilian who's never taken this test ever, I want to try it. We're back to in-person events with VBC. Maybe we'll have an outdoor one. You can run me through one of these, and we can film it, and we can see if I can accomplish this at the minimum requirement, or if I can do better than that. Because let me tell you, a year of pandemic sitting in my house has drastically decreased my stamina to the point where playing tag with, that sounded really bad. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard something.
That was my cat probably pulling the glass vase off of the counter, and it just shattered everywhere on the floor. We knew it was going to happen. He loves to pull on those flowers, That was
I heard
that
something.
that was loud. You want a Sean rant? I'll rant about cats all day. Anyway, Ryan, I need you to run me through one of these full physical fitness Army combat fitness tests and pass fail me.
Okay.
That's what we got to do.
I might be able to set something up in September. We'll get that done.
Oh yes, definitely. We'll go out to a football field and you can say, all right, time to do this. And I want the full experience. Like, don't go easy on me. I yelling in my ear, the whole thing. Like, drill sergeant me if you have to.
You will learn. I will teach you.
Sounds good. Ryan, we're looking forward to much more Scuttlebutt with season 4. What about you? Are you excited for this coming season?
I'm super pumped. I am really happy with the way the season went. I think we had a lot of interesting guests and topics that we did. The movies, the music, and our book review with Bill Arkin. I think were really the highlights.
And Wesley Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that talking to people about all these subjects, I think really hits a nerve with a lot of people. It's something that people are interested in, and I'm really happy and proud to be a part of it. So thank you for letting me do that, Sean.
Of course, thank you for being on. So everyone, look forward to season 4 of the Scuttlebutt. Can't wait to have you all a part of it. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment, leave us a review, send me an email, sean@veteransbreakfastclub.com. We'd love to have you, love to have your thoughts. And thank you again, Ryan. We'll have you rant on a couple more things coming up this season.
Sounds good.